Thanks to this movement, and to further contamination scandals involving oil spills, plantation workers disabled by pesticides, nuclear reactor failures, the world today has decent chemical and safety regulations covering many countries, though still not close to the impressive coverage of the aviation industry. DDT was banned in several countries and aid agencies had to stop using it. But, as a side effect, we have been left with a level of public fear of chemical contamination that almost resembles paranoia. It is called chemophobia. This means that a fact-based understanding of topics like childhood vaccinations, nuclear power, and DDT is still extremely difficult today. The memory of insufficient regulation has created automatic mistrust and fear, which blocks the ability to hear data-driven arguments. I will try anyway. In a devastating example of critical thinking gone bad, highly educated, deeply caring parents avoid the vaccinations that will protect their children from killer diseases. I love critical thinking, and I admire skepticism, but only with a framework that respects the evidence. So if you are skeptical about the measles vaccination, I ask you to do two things. First, make sure you know what it looks like when a child dies from measles. Most children who catch measles recover, but there is still no cure, and even with the best modern medicine, 1 or 2 in every 1,000 will die of it. Second, ask yourself, what kind of evidence would convince me to change my mind? If the answer is no evidence could ever change my mind about vaccination, then you are putting yourself outside evidence-based rationality, outside the very critical thinking that first brought you to this point. In that case, to be consistent with your skepticism about science, next time you have an operation, please ask your surgeon not to bother washing her hands. More than 1,000 old people died escaping from a nuclear leak that killed no one. DDT is harmful, but I have been unable to find numbers showing that it has directly killed anyone either. The harm investigations that were not done in the 1940s have been done now. In 2002, the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention produced a 497-page document named Toxicological Profile for DDT, TBE, and DDT. In 2006, the World Health Organization finally finished reviewing all the scientific investigations, just like the CDC classified DDT
Ali,
stating that it had more health benefits than drawbacks in many situations. DDT should be used with great caution, but there are pros and cons. In refugee camps teeming with mosquitoes, for example, DDT is often one of the quickest and cheapest ways to save lives.